welcome back to my channel. My name is Stevie Callista and I am an astrologer. In this video today, we're going to discuss astrology through the lens of the past. So the planets are in certain places right now in history in 2020, and I want to go back and check out what happened when the planets were in the same positions that they're in today. So first of all, I just wanted to talk about Pluto and where he was when the United States was founded. So in 2020, the United States is experiencing its Pluto return. And the United States, the moment it was founded in 1776, there was a birth chart for that, the birth of the United States, the founding of the United States. And when the United States was founded, Pluto was in Capricorn, which is where Pluto is currently. And what that means is that the United States is experiencing its Pluto's return. So Pluto came all the way back to where he was when we were founded, and he's returning to that position. So what the United States was founded on: slavery, stolen from indigenous people. These are what Pluto, the planet of shadows and darkness, is bringing to the surface, bringing to the light, that we can reckon with it, right? It's returning to that position so that we can look at those issues. So Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008, and that's when we saw the recession happen. Pluto, again, is the planet of shadows and transformation and death and rebirth. And Capricorn is a sign of structures and systems and the foundations of things and the economy. And it is Earth. So that is going down. Also in January, we saw Pluto and Saturn dance together in the sky, and this was called the Pluto-Saturn conjunction of 2020, which we are feeling those effects of Pluto and Saturn coming together all year. Pluto is the subconscious and the shadows and death and transformation, and Saturn is reality and our responsibility and structures and systems as well. The last time that Pluto and Saturn came together in the sign of Capricorn, which is where they are now, was in 1518. This is when King Charles I authorized Spain to start shipping enslaved people from Africa to the Americas. In 1914, Pluto and Saturn came together in the sign of Cancer, and we saw the First World War. In 1947, Pluto and Saturn came together again, but in the sign of Leo, and we saw the start of the Cold War. Most recently, when Pluto and Saturn came together, was 1982, and this is when we saw a huge recession in our economy. So we need systematic reform and a redistribution of the wealth. Obviously, this is super obvious, right? And what astrology really teaches us is that history repeats itself, and these windows open during these periods of time. It certainly does not mean that everything is fated. It means that the window is open and the opportunity is there for us to change or make change around these themes. So when Pluto and Saturn come together as they are in 2020, we have an opportunity to transform outworn structures and systems that are no longer working for us and take responsibility for our actions and ourselves in order to create this change. To find strength and discipline, Saturn, in order to transform ourselves, our planet, Pluto. This cycle that just started in January of 2020 actually ends in 2053, right? So we're in the very beginning part of this new Pluto-Saturn cycle, and we really have to pace ourselves. March 21st, 2020, Saturn moved into Aquarius. Saturn is the lord of karma and time, and Aquarius is the collective and humanity and innovation and coming together in community. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and discipline. And when he's in Aquarius, he sheds light on where do our responsibilities lie for the collective to create change for humanity. So as I was researching when Saturn has been in Aquarius the last times, just to see what went down during that time, I found that in 1963, when Saturn was in Aquarius, just as it is now, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington. In the same year, many countries in Africa gained independence from European governments. Also, when Saturn was in Aquarius, in 1991, we saw the Rodney King riots. So Rodney King was a black man who was brutally beaten by LAPD police. 4 of the officers were tried. Of these, 3 were acquitted, and the jury failed to reach a verdict on the other one. So within hours, we saw the Rodney King riots start. In 1993, when Saturn was still in Aquarius, we saw Carol Braun, the first black woman, join the Senate. On December 21st of 2020 of this year, we have what astrologers are calling the Great Conjunction. So this cycle happens every 19.6 years, but for the last 200 years, they have been coming together in Earth signs. So this is the start of the Industrial Revolution. We start to really prioritize economy, working, money, materials, wealth. These are earthy themes. On December 21st of this year, on the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, or the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. So this is a really powerful point, right? When this conjunction, these two planets are coming together in the same degrees on a solstice point. The word solstice means the sun stands still. It's the day that the sun turns around. When the sun reaches the point above the Tropic of Cancer, it seems to almost stand still before reversing directions. This is a really powerful point. So they're coming together this year in an air sign and in the sign of Aquarius. So Jupiter is expansion and opening up and dreaming a new dream. And Saturn is taking that dream and then making it into a reality and giving it a foundation to sit on. Saturn and Jupiter coming together means that we are able to dream something and then make it into a reality. Some people are calling this the Great Awakening. So Saturn and Jupiter meeting at 0 degrees Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the collective, humanity, community. It's innovative. It brings people together. Aquarius is the sign of technology and innovation in the future. Through this new cycle, we're going to see all kinds of innovation with science and technology. We will also see a focus on coming together in humanity and into the collective and helping each other. But the questions around this are, what do we hold on to from the last 200 years that worked for us? What can we take from that time period, and what do we want to call into the new? And what do we want to let go of? What structures and systems do we want to let go so that we can create this new dream and bring it into reality? This is truly a new awakening, like dreaming a new dream. It's very hopeful, especially after a very intense 2020. And honestly, as I've said in my other videos, this year isn't going to become easier. We have a really intense eclipse in Cancer on June 21st, and then we also have Mars moving retrograde in this fall during the election time. We're not done with this intense energy. We're not done bringing things to the surface. Jupiter and Pluto are still dancing together all year, and they are asking us to look at our shadows, like the United States shadow. They're asking us to bring this stuff up to the surface so we can look at it. I'm going to be making a video in the future, maybe my next one, about Uranus in Taurus, which is where Uranus is right now, and Neptune in Pisces, which is where Neptune is right now, and what happened during those times and what does that mean for us, and just like looking back at history and seeing what happened when Uranus was in Taurus the last times, or the times before, or what happened when Neptune was in Pisces, because it really gives us this helpful look at these historical doors that have opened in the past that are opening for us right now. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment box below. Subscribe to my channel. Send this video to anyone you think would find it interesting. I am still doing astrological birth chart readings. Just send me a message or an email. My website is Farmhouse Moon. Check me out there. I'm also on Instagram posting a lot of content on a daily basis, and I have a newsletter that you can sign up for if you're interested in the astrological world. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day.